So, balancing my bookshelves for last week is going to be interesting this week because all of my subscription boxes seem to come in at the same time. So, it definitely added to the count for the week. We started at 612 books on the physical TBR, and like I said, I got my Fairy Loot subscription box, so I got 7 Deadly Thorns and Fallen City. Not sure about Fallen City. I might end up just putting this on like Pango or Mercari or something because I'm not a fan of Adrienne Young's books. I just don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this one. I've already tried 2 or 3 of her books at this point. So we'll see on that. So that brings me up to 614. And then a friend actually reached out saying that she had an extra edition of Queen of Shadows. She knew I was working my way through the Throne of Glass series and asked if I still needed it, which I did. So I got this. That brings me up to 615. After that, I finished The X-Hex by Aaron Sterling, which brings me down to 614 again, and then I got my Illumicrate box. I got a rather Vengeful Accord, which is really pretty. I love the purple on this, which brings me up to 615 again, and then I was at the bookstore with my boyfriend, which just happens a lot, if you guys hadn't noticed, and I love it. And he saw me eyeing this book, so he actually picked it up for me, which brings me up to 616. The problem is that neither of us realize this is actually the 5th book in the series. Reading the description on the back, it sounds like it would be the 1st book. Like, it doesn't sound like it's sort of taking after another plot line, but oh well, I had the 5th book in the series, and at some point I will get to it. So like I said, 615. Then I finally started completing some books. I finished Remember Death by Agatha Christie. It's like a 3.5-star read. I enjoyed this one. Then I did decide to DNF The Brothers Karamazov. I got like 10 hours into the audiobook for this and just was not enjoying it. Couldn't care less, in all honesty. I hate saying that about classics because I know that they're labeled as such for a reason. I just don't enjoy a decent amount of them, which is unfortunate. And then I did actually decide to also DNF The Forest Where the Phoenix Sleeps. I felt like the writing in this just was not well done. It didn't really make sense. Like, the one character at one point was really angry about something terrible happening to her that she rightfully should have been angry about, and then in the next chapter she's just laughing and happy and like it never even happened. And no, that's not a character trait of hers. Like, it's just the writing not really flowing very well. Like, it just felt like a jumbled mess being put together. So I did decide to DNF this one as well. So that brings me down to 612. Actually, I just looked back over my numbers to make sure that I wasn't wrong about that, and I was. This is 616, which means after those 3, I'm down to 613. So one above what I started the week.